What's goody YouTube? It's your man's WeaponizedEX back again with another upload as promised. So today we're going into a video I've been planning to do for a while. This is a slide cancel tutorial. This is going to be kind of like part one of a two-part video again. Part one, we're going to be showing you how to slide cancel and going into a little bit into like why you want to do it. Part two is going to be actually how to break cameras. So it's basically just going to be like the actual application of slide canceling and all the different like movement glitches and stuff you do in the game. So going ahead and just getting into part one really quickly, the slide cancel, you'll see it's like this little slide you see people do all the time. Basically, so what it is we're playing online, so you're hundreds of thousands of miles away from the server's hundreds of thousands of miles away from me. The internet isn't perfect, so there's going to be some latency, there's going to be packet loss and different things that happen. What you're doing with the slide cancel is you're canceling an animation of you standing up and getting out of your slide. And what that does is it basically it almost kind of like is a way to cheat the system, because it puts the game behind you a little bit. So it almost, because the game is trying to figure out what you just did, it takes it a little bit longer to communicate where you are to your opponent than it does for you. So you can think of it like, if I'm coming around this corner and I slide cancel, like for my opponent, it might look like I'm moving super fast, or he might like lose aim assist on me, or I might literally just see him a few seconds before he sees me. Because I'm canceling this animation, the game is trying to like take a split second to figure out, okay, what just happened? And then after it figures it out, it has to then render that on your opponent's screen, which takes it a few like little extra milliseconds to do. And that's why you slide cancel, is because to give you that little extra shot and extra advantage on your opponent. So going into it, literally it's super like simple, but it's something you have to get a rhythm with. So you're literally gonna sprint, you're gonna slide, and then jump. It's literally just gonna cancel the standing up animation and just kind of pop you out of it. So you're gonna run, you're gonna slide, jump, run, slide, jump, you're gonna run, slide, jump, you're gonna run, slide, jump, you're gonna run, slide, jump. That's literally it. It's super easy to do, but there's two like kind of huge mistakes people make with slide canceling that causes them to either give up on trying to do it or to just never be able to do it correctly. So one thing I'll say is you never want to jump really coming out of your slide cancel. This jumping coming out of your slide cancel, like that, like we kind of accidentally pop up and you're that super slow, predictable movement, that will get you killed. So I know a lot of people that have problems kind of like coming out of their slide cancel and jumping. One thing I'll say is don't button mash. So I'm using a scuff right now, so you're kind of hear like my paddles clicking back and forth. If you're trying to slide cancel and you're doing this with your buttons, like you're just smashing the buttons, this is gonna mess everything up, because you literally want to put the commands in. It's almost like if you're playing a fighting game, you want to just put in the commands that you want to happen. So you literally just want to slide, jump. If you're hitting, slide, jump, like you're gonna pop out of your slide cancel like every single time, and it ruins the whole animation. It puts you in a predictable flight path, and your opponent's just gonna hit you. I mean, and another thing, honestly, is Black Ops is a Treyarch game. They don't like jump shotting. They've never liked jump shotting. So in their games in general, you don't want to jump shot, because it's just not gonna be as good. It's not gonna be like, Modern Warfare where you could bunny hop, and like just destroy people like that. It's kind of a different game. So basically, yeah, that's the basics of the slide cancel. You can run, slide, jump. Another way people mess it up, and this is for people who use the auto tack sprint. I use the auto tack sprint myself. What happens is if you're moving your stick forward, you're automatically gonna be put into a full sprint. So you'll notice if you slide when you do that, it automatically almost automatically slide cancels for you. It brings you out of the animation and just puts you right back into a full sprint. But what happens if you do that and you're hitting like slide, jump, when you do that, you will automatically, because you still have your stick pushed forward and you're still technically trying to sprint forward, if you slide, jump, you will automatically jump every time you come out of your slide cancel, which is not good. So for those of you who do use auto tack sprint, just like literally once you go into the slide, let go of sprint and then hit slide, jump. So I'm sprinting, I slide, I let go of slide, and then I hit slide, jump. And that keeps my slide cancel like stable, keeps me on the ground, which is kind of what you want in this game. So now there's another slide cancel. There's two slide cancels in this game. That was like the basic slide cancel. Then there's like the Cold War slide cancel or cold cancel, whatever you want to call it. Basically, what you do is you sprint, you slide, you zoom in, and then jump. So you only have to hit slide once with this. Sprint, slide, zoom in, jump. Sprint, slide, zoom in, jump. Sprint, slide, zoom in, jump. So you want to get a rhythm with that and get that down to the point where you're really fluid with it. You know, you can do a super short one, super short one, super short one, or kind of like a longer one. Zoom in, jump. Sprint, slide, zoom in, jump. Now, this brings me to like the next part of this, and this is where a lot of people mess up on slide canceling. I've had a lot of people say, well, you know, I try slide canceling, but I get so busy caught up trying to slide that it's like I'm getting shot while I'm sliding. I'm not getting shots on my opponent, and it just feels like a wasted movement to me. So one, I'll give it to you an example like this, and this is something you can literally use this for any movement in basically any Call of Duty game. This is two things people like. It seems like nobody ever talks about. You have to have the movement and you have to have the centering at the same time. So I'm going to show you an example. Let's say, like, I know there's somebody in this corner, right? I know there's somebody in that corner. If I'm going to jump around this corner and shoot this person, I'm not going to jump into this spot and then turn and then try to zoom in and shoot this person. Like, I'm not going to jump here and then zoom in, you know, hopefully not, zoom in while I'm in the air and then slowly try to turn and shoot this person. As soon as I clear that doorway, I'm already looking in the corner. Then all I have to do is zoom in and shoot, right? You want to do the exact same thing with the slide cancel. You're going to run through the door, slide, center on them, zoom in, stand up, and just shoot. So when you're doing it smoothly, it looks like this. And I'm sure that, you know, playing Cold War, like once you start getting into higher level lobbies, somebody's done that to you before, where they just come around the corner and it's like all of a sudden they're just there and they're just beaming you perfectly. Like that's how you want to slide cancel in Cold War. You want to, you know, push the corner, slide, zoom in, jump, which is just going to pop you right out of the animation. And what you want to do is, as soon as you go into the movement, as soon as you leave the door frame, as soon as you go into your slide, you want to start turning to recenter on your opponent and then just zoom in and be shooting as you're coming out of the animation. And that's with any movement. So back in Modern Warfare, where we used to bunny hop, you would always go into the jump and then literally turn back to square your shoulders at your opponent and zoom in and start shooting. So like in Warzone a lot, you would see people kind of like do this. They would kind of like do these little quick side to side jumps, and you always see them re-snap onto their opponent, right? That's exactly what you want to do when you're slide canceling. As soon as you go into that slide, snap and look at the person where you think they're going to be, or the person you're fighting. Like if you're fighting someone right here, you want it to hit a mini cancel on them, which doesn't always work, especially if they're on a head glitch like that. You're probably going to die anyway. But like you could literally look left, look right, kind of give yourself a little quick mini cancel and literally just snap back on the person. And that's with any movement, any advanced movement you want to do. You want to still maintain your centering as you're doing your movement. So literally throw yourself into the move, center on your opponent, and be zoomed in and shooting as you're coming out of the movement. So literally, if the dude's like right around this corner, I'm gonna slide, and like as I'm coming out of the slide, or as I'm going into it, I'm already turning to look at him. So by the time I come out, I'm centered on him, I'm shooting him. So that's kind of like an advanced thing, to be honest. That's something that's going to take some practice. It's going to take you kind of like, number one, just go into custom games and get really comfortable with the movement. Number two, just, you know, get used to throwing a movement, and then as you're starting it, just go ahead and snap and recenter on your opponent. So that way you can zoom in and start getting those shots down. Now, we're going to do another video on centering as well, just so you guys can have a little bit of background on that. But another movement you can do that's really cool in this game is the like ledge boost. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. That's just what I call it. So anytime, the basic version of this, anytime you're running off of a ledge and you hold crouch right, or you hit crouch right as you're coming off of it, it gives you a little boost. So you can either run off of it regularly, which is kind of like clunky, kind of slow. Let's say there was somebody right there. I could literally run off of this, and then when I'm holding slide, it's literally giving me like a little boost. So you can even like come and jump off of that thing, and right as I'm tapping the top of that and I'm holding crouch, it's just giving me that little boost to come off of it. So I'm coming off the edge of this, I'm sliding. There's a million places you can do it here. If it's something that's kind of knee level or the waist level like that, you can jump right as you land on top of it, hold crouch, and it'll just boost you right off. Even a ledge like this, right as I'm getting to the edge, I'm just gonna hold crouch, and it's just gonna give me a little boost. And that's something, once you kind of like start doing it, you start noticing little spots like that. Like they're literally in this game all over every map. There's all kinds of little spots you can do that from. And it can be a really good way to just like challenge people if you have to like just charge somebody. A really good way to pick up a lot of speed. And again, the game is trying to figure out what the hell just happened, so it's going to take them kind of a second to really like pick up on their screen what's happening. And if you can center like while you're doing that, you can kind of like get recentered on them, and kind of like if someone under this tank, kind of turn and look as you're doing the movement. By the time they're really looking at you, you're already ADS and like putting shots on them by the time they realize what's happening. So that's gonna do it for this first part. So just like the basics of like slide canceling. I mean, if you guys have any tips or anything you'd like to add, definitely leave it in the comment section. I'm not really like a pro player. I mean, I'm pretty good, but you know, I'm not like a pro or like a top player or anything. But this is just some stuff that I picked up along the way. It's definitely helping me out a lot, and I think it can help you guys as well. So definitely like, comment, and subscribe. I go by the name of WeaponizedEX, and I will see you guys next time.